Okay, I'm gonna have to wear my glasses for what I'm gonna do. And I was gonna go walk. That's what I need to do. But I just was telling myself, what should I read? Because I know there's places I should go back and finish up, but there's so much more. So, hence, I don't know if that would be the right word, myself, I scatter. I go everywhere, okay? And when you're studying the scriptures, it's kind of encouraged because if you look through the topical guides and if you go through the manual, they're going to pull scriptures from all the different places to provide extra proof or whatever. It's not really proof. It's like understanding. In order to understand, you're only given little tidbits, in different scriptures. It's kind of like that one with the little white stone. If you've been through my stuff, then you know I received my white stone. Now, how many of you out there know what that is? Okay. I'm talking about the members of the church. How many of you members of the church realize that when you go into the celestial kingdom, you're going to be given your very own white stone? And that white stone is a whole lot of stuff, okay? Because I had a vision. You guys can just think what you want. It don't really matter. The point is I did. Visions come in dreams sometimes, and sometimes they're just right out in front of your face. Sometimes they're from a puzzle of things that's going on, a plethora of things, and then all of a sudden you get a light bulb go off or something. But no, I had an out and out vision in my dream that is still imprinted in my mind, or maybe in my being. But I had been really wanting to know some answers to some questions. And I had been studying. And this is when my daughter was either first, second, or third grade, long time ago. Okay, I don't want to have to figure it out. She's 47, I'm 69. So I'm 22 years older than her. And then she would have been, we'll just say 7. So I would have been 29, maybe. Anyway, I was doing a lot of writing of things too back then. So why was I coming up with that? See, I scattered bad. Okay, I was talking about my vision. That's where I was when I had it. So that's how I can gauge how old I was or something. But it was a long time ago, okay? And I had been studying. And I think, yes, I had already been living up on that mountain with 500 acres and been by myself and been doing a heavy doses of studying. And mostly probably in the New Testament, because I love the New Testament. And I had an insatiable urge, and I am not kidding. You ever been compelled to do something? I was compelled. I needed to learn. And the urge for learning, it didn't say my scriptures, okay? But I was up there. This is before you had all this internet stuff, okay? And then I was up there on this 500 acres. But I moved up there to help a girl. And then she moved out on me the month after that because she found a boyfriend. She moved in with him because he had his own house, etc. Anyway, the point was, I was left holding the bag with all the bills. So, no TV, no telephone, no vehicle to go anywhere. I don't even know how I got out of there. I must have had a vehicle, but to afford anything to go with all that. It was bare bones, okay? I've lived a lot of bare bones, meaning survival mode, baby, and faith. You have to use your faith when you're in that mode. So I didn't know how I was going to pay the rent, much less everything else. But I did have help from welfare. I had food stamps. You guys that need it, you need it. And when you're a single mom, yeah, people out there that judge like to smack you upside the head. The best thing that happens is you have to go through that yourself and then you understand. But no one understands unless they go through it. And see how I have gone way off my case here. I've gone scattered on many trails. I want to get back to it because I know what I was talking about was that white stone that you're going to get. when you enter the celestial kingdom. Now that's if you earn the celestial kingdom, okay? But just being baptized into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I know people are going to have things to say about what I say, but I'm telling you, you need to be baptized by those in authority in the true Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, okay? You may have been baptized all over the place, but you need to be baptized within this church. You're going to enter a membership. You will have a membership in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That Latter-day Saints is important because this is the time frame of our existence. We are in the last days. And this Book of Mormon came forth at a designated time prior to the second coming. And in my mind's eye, in what I've studied on that mountain, 200 years is pretty damn important. Serious biz, okay? I don't remember why I studied, and I was really, because I had nothing else to study. That was one of the points I was making about why I just had this, I was being compelled. Plus I was having dreams up there too. And I'd heard things about that house afterwards, after the fact of stuff, after I didn't live there anymore. Someone couldn't believe I lived there as long as I did, because spirits, hauntings, not just hauntings, just bad things could be there. So you got to be pretty good with God. Back to those protections. So anyway, back to the stone. Okay. That white stone, when you just find out about it, that's why I even mentioned that, was because, what is that place? Revelations. In Revelation 2, verse 17, I'm pretty sure, it's going to tell you just one little teeny tiny bit of a white stone. They don't tell you anything else about it. And then I probably just need to read a whole lot more, and maybe it will. So that's a place to go look. But there's other places that talk that talk about it, that made me pull it together, the puzzle pieces. That's a Urim and Thummim, guys. When you enter into the celestial kingdom, you will receive a white stone. And with that white stone, just tell you about my dream, because like I said, I've been praying and praying and praying. I'm bouncing all over the place, but it's all correlated. I wanted to know how God created this world. How could he do that? Really, I was trying to understand. And with all the things that I was reading in my studies, it really made me wonder, and I was pulling this stuff together. And so, I was praying, seriously praying a lot about it, and studying a lot. And one night, I had a dream. It was so intense. I shot straight up out of bed. But what it was I received my white stone. And the second that thing touched my hand, I knew everything. Everything there was to know. Everything was in my brain, man. It was like Trip City. And it was so much that it made me shoot straight up out of bed. I'm serious. So the point is, back to my questions for God, is how did he do it? But not just how did he do it, because if we're going to grow up and be like them, our mom and dad in heaven, the people who begat us in the first place in spiritual form, we have an opportunity to grow up and be like them in a bigger picture than this earth, okay? This earth is a stopping ground. And then we're also going to be here again through a millennium of a different series of learnings before we actually go to where we're going. And there's three different kingdoms of glory because not everybody's going to go to the same place. You know, these people out here doing evil, being wicked, being horrible, they're going to get their just reward. So you guys think about that, whatever time you get this. It'll be sometime in the future because I haven't finished it yet. Anyway, I've scattered everywhere, but in that dream I received my white stone. And the point of knowing everything was, there's more to it, not just knowing everything, that is your world. Because God lives on a sphere, a sphere, I don't know how to say it very good, a sea of glass. He lives on a sea of glass and fire. Okay, that's his glory. So I don't think it'd be burning him. But I wonder, man, because I think I read that the other day. You know, this earth is going to be celestialized. Right now, she's in a telestial. I really don't know that she's even as good as what a telestial world would be. Because maybe before Adam and Eve took the fruit, maybe the world was like that. Because it said, I know I'm scattering everywhere. I am way out there. I'm going to lose it. Everything begets itself. Okay, that's in one of my readings recently. The one about evolution. It was talking about even the world being a creature. She's going through changes just like the rest of us. This is just one of our existences. The next one, we're going to be semi-immortal. During the millennium, we're going to go through a change. We're going to, we're going to be resurrected. We'll be resurrected beings because we're going to come back and pick up our bodies. And we're going to be changed into a semi. We're not going to be totally mom and dad yet, okay? That's our goal, is to reach there. So there's this whole other existence coming where we get to live again without temptation and without sin and without, I'm saying the part about sin, but there shouldn't be any sin. You're going to know who you are. You're going to have your memory of who you were. In other words, before we came here, we grew up. We were spirit children. And from what I've read lately, the spirit body looks the same, but has a different structure. In other words, what it's made up of. And like where we have veins that have blood going through, maybe they have something else going through. There might be a liquid, but it's not blood. But anyway, the point is, I got off of that again, is the fact that we were created spiritually before we ever were put on this earth. And that's the same with the plants and with the fish and the birds and all the different creatures. Everybody, including man and woman, were created spiritually first. And we grew up in the spiritual form. And we did things and learned things, and who knows what we were. But the point is, we had no memory of that, okay? So we're here, and when we leave here, it only makes sense that we're going to know who the fuck we are. Excuse my mouth, I'm sorry. I did get a little buzz. That's why I'm talking so much. And the thing that happened was, I thought, okay, what am I going to read? What's a good thing to read? And then I thought, wonder what is in, I wanted to find something trippy in the Doctrine and Covenants, okay? And because those are revelations, those are the mysteries of God given to the prophet Joseph Smith. Most of Doctrine and Covenants is that. I'm not sure where his part stops and somebody else's begins, because he was killed. And I don't have all that stuff in my mind, all the timelines of everything. I mean, I do have a lot of it in my mind that I really don't like having there because there were atrocities. People are just horrid. I would hope that everybody could get over that, get beyond that. But I can see how it would be horrible living out there. Oh my God, living on the street and what they're exposed to, not even just the elements, but trying to live without your privacy, without the amenities of life. I mean, I've been living in a strange situation before I came here to Dad's as far as the amenities of life. Running water is something people take for granted. My mother used to say, I had running water when I was a kid. I had to run across the street to the stream and get it in a bucket. Okay? That's real. I have a well, but I have not got it piped anywhere. In fact, I was thinking about this. You really should put the house. I have been to someone's house that the well was inside the house. The house was built over the well. So if they wanted to go and work on the well, it was right inside the house. You didn't have to go out in the weather. And that would keep the pump from freezing too. You have to have a way. You have to have a way to get the water up from the well. We have not done good in that area. I have been through many. When I say many, I have been through a few, and it's more than enough to go through any. Generators, because we had to go get water from the well every day. Seemed like it was every day, especially when we had the cows and stuff. And so the generator was being started every day. But for some reason, they didn't last too awful long. There's just a better way. We just need to hook up with the right people who know. What do I do with this here? Because I know I've seen them buy them at the feed store. Things for the farm, and it's like a big old piece of pipe, and then they've got a pump, a hand pump on the top. So there's got to be a way you would secure it down in the water, and then you just pump it. That's right there. See, so it's in my brain. I just don't know it. I know I should have my teeth in my mouth, but I'm really not comfortable with them. So hopefully you guys will not worry about that. Yeah. So I've scattered every which way but loose. And the point was, I had a dream, I had a vision, and the answer to those prayers was your Urim and Thummim is going to become your world. It will be your sea of glass. And it is a sphere, circle, okay? And it will be like crystal. So put that together in your little noggins. A super big crystal ball. Because it says in those scriptures that God knows everything through that. He knows everything that pertains to any of the worlds he's ever created. Anything that's going on out there is manifested to him through that sea of glass. It says that this earth, when she is celestialized, will become like a crystal. And she's going to become the celestial kingdom. Okay? We're going to stay on this earth. And maybe that's the plan from the very beginning. We all go through these changes. They said that she went through a baptism. She was immersed into the water, the flood. The flood is real. It's recorded in the Book of Mormon too. It's not just in the Bible. And this record just came out. It was, the church was organized in 1830 with 6 people. And I'm sure the Book of Mormon had to have been out and read and stuff at that point too. So maybe the 200 years would start with the 1830. The Kirtland, I was saying it wrong. It's the Kirtland, Kirtland, Ohio temple. It's the first temple. And that's where a lot of keys, excuse me, a lot of keys were given to Joseph Smith. You know, Peter, James, and John visited him. Other prophets from way back when visited him and bestowed things upon him. And I don't have all that in my head right now, so I can't tell you, but if you study it, you'll find out. Look up, of course, I don't know, you'd need to look it up in Mormon type doctrine. And not like my book. I have a book called Mormon Doctrine, and it's a topical guide. It tells you all kinds of scriptures to go look up topics. I still should tell you, I told you the most part about that dream, but the whole thing about the prayer and being answered, oh my God, just think about that. I cannot even tell you. How could a person even imagine knowing everything? I knew everything. And so the question was, how can God create a world? And then the second part of that question is, and how in the world am I going to do the same thing? I just couldn't think about how in the world that could happen, And so, because I was coming to those conclusions from what I'd been reading. And so what is my point? I was just telling you about that dream and that vision and the knowledge that I gained from that. And I was telling you how crazy, because I don't know how a person can make that up. How could they figure that out and show me that in my brain? But the point is, you don't have to be brilliant. And you're going to join forces. In other words, you're going to have your spiritual self. You're going to have that awakening where you're both people, the one you were here and the one you were there. So you're going to have all that opened up. And then we're going to live through the millennium, and we're going to have 100 years of existence where we can grow and grow and grow without Satan. There's 1,000 years where Satan will be bound, and Jesus will reign on the earth. He'll be here with us. It's going to be a trip. And there's these temples that we keep building, okay? They are built to last 1,000 years. They are for doing ordinances for all these dead people. And that's what's going to be going on that period of time too, is all kinds of temple work for these dead people. And yeah, one day I'm going to be dead. One day you're going to be dead, unless Jesus comes before we die. I'm not counting on that. But like I said, there are a lot of things that's got to happen before he actually comes. But sometimes things fall into place and they all happen at once. There's just a lot of things got to happen. And I'm not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it at all. It's kind of scary. There's prophecies of the last days, and I don't know. Sometimes they're in a book that might not be real, okay, we'll say. They could be in the imaginings of your mind. And they could be what I was taught. I've been taught all my life, except for that I quit going to church, but then I taught myself by reading. I've never really been far away from my scriptures, and I've always been close with God. Jesus, he's my friend. There's a song about that. He's my brother. He's our brother. He is our friend. He is our advocate to the Father. Now, I put it on my channel that I'm an advocate for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. and I'm an advocate for marijuana. And then someone says, what is an advocate? So the advocate is... Bye.
Oh, there you are. Goodbye.
Hope you'll check out my channel now.
I will.
Okay.
Thanks for the cozy.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
It's nice meeting you, Dad. And you.
And you'll be back
Thursday.
Thursday. We'll see you Thursday then.
Okay.
Thank.
It's cool in here. I bet it's nice in the summer, huh?
I don't know, but I think so. I think it's a lot better
Feels like
in here than out there. Dad has an oven going on in there.
All right, I'll see you.
All right, hon. That's the new caregiver. She's just leaving. I gave her a cozy. And see, I'm going to get off my path because I do that very well. But that vision, what it taught me was that we do not have to have everything in order to become like God. Because that stone that we're given, once we pass all our tests and go all through life and stuff, and then we enter into the celestial kingdom, that stone is a Urim and Thummim, okay? Now, I told you it was crystal ball, it's that too. You're going to make your world with that. And like I said, when it touched my skin, I knew everything. So everything that you're going to need to know is provided in that stone. That is a gift from God. So go and look that up. And there's other verses. We'll have to do a study on that. The Urim and Thummim. And then you realize after doing some more studying and reading that I've been doing recently on my channel, you find out that the Urim and Thummim is not just one set of instruments. Several people throughout time have had them. And they were a gift from God. And they were for translating ancient tongues, languages, okay? Translating it from one language to another by the power of God that is real. Prophets throughout the Bible and the Book of Mormon scriptures too talks about the Urim and Thummim. Okay, so Joseph Smith, when he got the record, the Book of Mormon, in the box was other things. And part of it was there was a breastplate and 2 stones. Like crystal balls, I bet you. Anyway, they fastened into the breastplate. See, I wondered how he did that. But it constitutes seers. A Urim and Thummim, whoever has those instruments, is more than a prophet. There is a prophet, and then there's a seer and a revelator. And maybe a prophet, seer, and revelator for all 3. But the stones, the Urim and Thummim, constitute seers. And there have been several sets, is my point. And then there is also a singular one. So, there you go. There's your little white stone. I can't tell you the different scriptures to go look. However, I have done that because I used Mormon doctrine and I talked about the Urim and Thummim. And I read through everything that was on there and it gave scriptures to go look up. Okay? And like I've said in the past, just when you're listening to me, if you're interested, then you go to that script. You put me on pause after you figure out where to go. Put me on pause and then go read that. And then come back and I'll tell you another one. Because that's what Mormon doctrine is a reference book to other scriptures that will give you meaning to the topic you're looking at. Okay, like one of the topics is signs of the time. Signs of the times or something like that. In other words, when Jesus is coming again. That's what it's all about. When the second coming happens. And he is going to come like a thief in the night. Meaning you're not going to expect him when it happens. And it's not going to be secret. I mean, when he comes in the sky, when all hell's going to break loose. I mean, all hell's broke loose already, okay? I don't know if anybody's paying attention to that, but that's what's going on. But when Jesus comes again, everybody's going to know it. There won't be no hiding it. He's going to be in the sky with all them angels and a burning fire, and those who are righteous enough. Not that it's going to be that hard, because hopefully most people, I don't know if most people are, but, hopefully most people are Christian. And Christian means you believe in Jesus Christ and you try to act like him. You emulate Jesus Christ. Just do what would Jesus do? That's how you live your life, okay? You be good to people. You don't rip people off. You don't be mean, belligerent, cheat. You don't do things to other people that you don't want done to yourself. And because really that's what is going to happen, karma. Instant karma is going to get you. Yeah, I've seen it happen. And then I really don't know. We can't, I know a lot of us, I think it's only natural to want to punish someone who's hurt us, But it is true, I wouldn't wish some things on anybody. None of these are my points. I started out with I was going to read a scripture, and I thought to myself, okay, what's in one section, Doctrine and Covenants, section 176, just popped in my head. Well, I get on there and there's not a section 176. So I thought, oh, well, maybe it's 76. Let's go see what's in 76. So here you go. And I'll probably read it later since I've talked so much. But I found it interesting. Section 76. I'm just going to read you the synopsis and we'll see what happens. I don't know how long it is or anything. A vision given to Joseph Smith, the prophet, and Sidney Rigdon at Hiram, Ohio, February 16, 1832. Prefacing the record of this vision, Joseph Smith History states, upon my return from Amherst Conference, I resumed the translation of the scriptures from sundry revelations which had been received. It was apparent that many important points touching the salvation of man had been taken from the Bible or lost before it was compiled. It appeared self-evident from what truths were left that if God rewarded everyone according to the deeds done in the body, the term heaven, as intended for the saints' eternal home, must include more kingdoms than one. Accordingly, while translating St. John's Gospel, myself and Elder Rigdon saw the following vision. At the time this vision was given, the prophet was translating John 5, verse 29. So that would be a good one to look up right now. Just go find out what's on John 5:29. But then let's see. So that's the first part of the synopsis. And then it's going to tear the whole, wow, that's a long one. Gee willikers. Okay, that tells me I need to break that up into a few different things. But it's also going to be terribly interesting, okay? I know my eyes are shut, and then part of it is the angle that I'm looking at. And I'm out here shivering because I'm in the garage. It sure feels good when it's hot inside, though. Okay, I'm going to read this part. And I don't think I can make myself read this whole thing. It's already been 34 minutes. But, okay, I'm just going to read this first part here. It's going to take the whole chapter apart and give different synopsis for different, and that's what I should do. Just read those. So like it says, verse 1 through 4, the Lord is God. And then it says 5 through 10, the mysteries of the kingdom will be revealed to all the faithful. Then 11 through 17, all will come forth in the resurrection of the just or the unjust. 18 through 24, the inhabitants of many worlds are begotten sons and daughters unto God through the atonement of Jesus Christ. 25 through 29, an angel of God fell and became the devil. Verses 30 through 49, sons of perdition suffer eternal damnation. All others gain some degree of salvation. 50 through 70, the glory, the glory and reward of exalted beings in the celestial kingdom is described. Verses 71 through 80, those who will inherit the terrestrial kingdom are described. 81 through 113, the status of those in the terrestrial and celestial glories is explained. The faithful may see and understand the mysteries of God. The faithful may see and understand the mysteries of God's kingdom by the power of the Holy Spirit. There's a whole lot of verses. And I'm just going to kind of scroll through it and see. Sometimes the verses are just little short things, but other times they're long. I'm just looking. But I know it was like 119 verses, I think. That's going to be a trip. Wow. Okay, I know. I forget that you guys are there. I'm just kind of scrolling through and looking, and I scrolled to the very end, and then I started looking at, they got little words that are highlighted in blue. You guys really need to get this on your device if you don't have it. And my arm is probably moving because I'm shivering. I'm going to unplug you and take you outside. And instead of reading the stuff, I'm going to read it after on its own deal. I don't know. I like to ramble on, and I like to talk about the scriptures, but not everybody's going to want to listen to the ramblings of Lou. However, you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. My father would probably be having a fit. Don't tell him that. You know, he doesn't want people to judge me as touched in the head. But, I mean, that's my own interpretation of that. I am touched. I'm touched by God in a very special way. And then you could also call me other things. I mean, I'm not no perfect individual. I have my flaws for definite, sure. My judgment is not always the best. So, you have to judge for yourself. My point is to just show you and get you interested, and then you go and figure it out. And I will be glad to help. But it helps to have somebody who believes and who knows some stuff, okay? And maybe it's not so boring, because I'm definitely not perfect, and I am not holier than thou. My love, my pot. I just don't want to smoke it anymore. I just want to. I need to go and find the right chewies. I need to get Cruise Chews. I'm going to plug them, people. Cheech and Chong's Cruise Chews. I want some. But, you know, that takes money and ordering and all that stuff. But I would a whole lot rather pop a gummy than a smoke. Especially at this age in my life, and then look what's going on with me. I just want that medicine in me all the time, and I've got to get a jar to put that stuff in, because I do. I need to just rub it all over me, and I need to try some different things. And this girl, yay for this girl, the caregiver. Okay, I gave her one of my cozies. She loves it. She took one of the ones that looks like the galaxy out there. And it's pretty colors too. It's pinks and blues and whites, you know, my favorite colors. But it was nice that she loved my cozy, and she was telling me places to go where I might go sell my stuff. And that's what I needed. I also gave her a sample of my stuff, my magical healing ointment. Yeah, I have samples, especially if you were close by. But, because see, I want to talk to people one-on-one without putting it on the air. I want to be able to get real personal. And so every chance I get, I am. So I gave my card to her. And I gave my card to the person who drew my blood last week. And I gave my card, I believe I did, to the person who hooked me up today. So that's 3 within the last little bit. But I do think that's the way to do it, is one-on-one. So right now I've got a business card. It's like a business card. It's just an introduction card, really. I should, if I don't have it on there already, I should put a picture of my card on there. But I am fixing to buy me, that's the North Carolina in me, I think. I am about to purchase another set of business cards that I won't be running out of. Because this one will only let me have 100, and the one I'm going to do is going to let me have 500. So for just double the price of 100, I can get 500. So what is my point? I wanted to go out and walk a little bit. The caregiver's already gone home. I'm excited that we can communicate. Nothing like trying to communicate with somebody who's working in your house and they don't know what the hell you're saying. We've had a few of those. And they act like they know, and then they go about doing it totally wrong or not even comprehending what you said, so you know they don't understand. Anyway, so that's one great thing. Communication is important. And then she's bigger. I like that she's a little bit bigger, because if Dad had a problem, she could probably lift him up. I can't do that. I've told him I need a list of who to call, because if you fall, there you are. I'm not picking you up. And I definitely can't pick anybody up anymore. They're saying that my bones will just break. No, let me rephrase that. The lady that I was talking to today that hooked me up to my IV, she put a needle in my arm, and then she hooked up an IV solution thing with my medicine in it. And I forget what the point is, why I scattered there. And my dad's in there saying, Mary Lou. I'm not ready to quit. I was on a roll, you know. Oh, my body. So I was going to tell you about that stuff, too. I needed to give a little update. I had my first infusion this morning. Okay, hold on. Let's see what Dad wants. Oh. What do you want, Dad?
Hey, I didn't know that you heard me.
I heard this big, we are on here, okay?
There was a phone number
There's
that
my dad right
you
there.
had.
Are you talking about what? Are you talking about the number I was supposed to write down?
Yeah, who am I talking to?
You're on whoever watches my videos.
Oh.
Everybody, just say hi.
Hello, hi.
I'm not, can you see yourself on there? Because there you are.
This is Grandpa Smith.
That's right, that's Papa Bear. That's my Papa Bear.
Okay.
And Grandpa Smith. For all you relatives of the Smiths, this is Nathan Lewis Smith Sr. And he hails from North Carolina. You people out there, we still have relatives over there. Anyway, I came in here first. I came to see what it was you wanted. So what, you wanted that phone number. I wrote it down.
Yes.
I put it in here. Let me see if I can find it. They send notices to my phone about Dad's prescriptions. And then I got to make sure I tell him about it. Okay, so what they're saying, Dad, is this is the order number. I don't know if you can read it.
Yeah.
And then it's on hold. And then underneath that, I saw these two things. MUP, and then that looks like Gabby Patton right there.
Yes.
GAB.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the MUP is. And then,
I know what it is.
okay, so then if you call your doctor and tell them to send the prescription over, this is the number they would fax it to. So you get a hold of your doctor, you tell them what they need to do, and then this is the phone number that they fax the prescription to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the order number. So I don't know what needs to be done after that.
Okay.
I don't know the number that you call either. You need to,
I know them.
you got it, the central.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm talking on this thing here and I'm going for a little short walk.
Okay.
Everything okay?
Maybe you ought to help me put the jacket on.
Okay. Are you cold? Yeah, you are. Okay, let's do that. We'll put on your jacket. It's 45 minutes. I'm gonna put you down here. I don't know what you can see, but anyway, put this on. Just hold on a second, okay? You standing up, is that okay?
Ever seen in our history and been able to serve them. And we've seen record traffic to iris.gov because we've updated with new tools that taxpayers are using. So far, I know we've got a few hours
Just
left.
talking about that.
We're
We've got to have a
in a good
list.
position to have good fun.
If you fall, I need a list of people to call.
Well, you know, I was just checking in with.
Or it's 911.
10 million.
Anyway, okay.
And it's heavy.
You still need it? Okay. I can go ahead and do that.
So far, so good.
I just don't want you to fall down. All right, hang on, y'all.
Process of modernizing all the technology of the IRS. It's on older technology, so anytime you have that many files coming in all at once, you want to make sure that that we have all kinds of redundancies because we want our technology to work and it's working.
Okay. You gonna make it? What are you doing right now? Are you wanting me to set up my iPad for you?
I want to make a phone call.
And then after that?
And,
I'm going for a walk.
it won't be too long for
Your shows will be on. Okay. You can listen later. Or whenever. He likes to listen to his scriptures on my iPad. And he does have a hard time staying awake. But he also has a hard time seeing. And he sits in an uncomfortable way. And I just wait for him to bounce his noggin off of the table. Because he'd be down there by the table. I said, Dad, are you awake? No, I'm awake. I said, no, you aren't. Anyway. I know, it's been a scatter about video. And I like those sometimes, you know, I'll just have to listen to it and put some hashtags in it. And my sister said something, she, you know, family can be rude. And I know, it's okay. What makes you the expert, she says. So I had to explain to her about that. I'm not an expert, but in some ways, if I know more than you do about something, then I am the expert, am I not? My dad taught me something. I went to work for him in the propane business. And when I first started out there, he took me around the plant and he talked to me and he showed me this and that. And then he turned to me and he said, now, you are the expert. Meaning the people that come into the plant for propane know nothing. If you haven't gone and specifically already know about propane, I'm just saying the average person coming in to get a bottle filled or this or that, you are the expert, okay? They come to the expert to get that service. But someone who knows more than another becomes the expert. And then another thing they say is an expert is a drip under pressure. That one is still, I get it, okay? But sometimes it's a little hard to fathom exactly what they meant by that. Drip under pressure, that's an expert, okay? But I know, a lot of times I do. I am a know-it-all, because I do know it all. No, I don't. I just know a lot about some things. And I know some things that a lot of people don't know about, even though they are scriptorians, you might call them. You can learn a lot of things by personal revelation. If you are endeavoring to read and study and you want to know and you ask, this is a key. Ask for help. Ask for help to understand what you are reading. And I'm going to tell you, I have learned from writing in a journal, and trying to keep up with my thoughts. My hand was going as fast as it would go. And I am not lying. And it was going over the top of my thoughts, just barely. I was formulating and making points. I mean, thoughts transferred, but not all the thoughts I had. So the point is, in between all that stuff, when they say read between the lines, well, there's a whole lot that is not written that is there. Okay? So in reading the scriptures, same thing has happened to me. I read something that I have never found before. I've never found it again. And that was when I was up on that mountain and I was doing all that endeavoring. I was studying a lot. And what was the point of that? Reading between the lines. I read. Just take this in with a grain of salt. I say not how many lives you will live. I don't have anything else to go with that. And I've never gone back and found that again. But I read it. So I'm just saying, sometimes we be reading between the lines because God has let us see what other people can't. Those who know, he who hath an ear, let him hear what I'm trying to say. Mysteries of God can be unfolded unto everyone who seeks after it. And that doesn't mean don't seek for a sign. No, you have faith. You believe, and it follows. Things will start happening. I'm not kidding. I've been away from it for a long time. But even I'm not saying when I had so much magic going on up here, I call it magic, okay? Powers of God, gifts unto his children. There's a lot of different gifts that I've met a lot of different people who have them, And it doesn't mean you're a witch. I've had people think I'm a witch because I'm very intuitive. And a lot of times without knowing myself, it's almost along the same thing as gift of tongues. Gift of tongues is being able to be understood. Might be a whole different language or whatever, but you're being understood, even though they can't understand you. It's just opened unto them. So what is my point I'm trying to make there? Same thing with telepathic communication. There's just all kinds of things that we don't know about. And that can be also a gift of tongues, just understanding. The gift of prophecy is to understand the scriptures. To understand a lot of things. So, people think about prophesying as prophesying, but the gift of prophecy is also understanding. And then understanding the spirit. So maybe that was what happens is, I'm in a situation where I'm with people, and what I started to tell you was, without knowing it, I have answered their questions that they were in need of answering. And I've found out after, or I've been told after, like they couldn't believe I was talking about what they needed to hear, etc., etc. Just the spirit speaks to you, okay? And if you are like a conduit, a receptacle if we believe. I believe that. Totally believe that. I believe in the powers of God, and they are different than what people think. All you people out there with special gifts, don't be thinking it's coming from Satan, because it ain't. I mean, he's mimicking God, and he's got powers of illusion. There may be other powers too, but a lot of illusion, illusion and persuasion and temptation and promises that he'll never keep. So I've talked a whole lot, and I haven't even been for a walk. I'm going to go do that. And I can't walk without talking, so what am I going to do? I'm going to have a full day of talking. I think there's great things going on in my life. I just need to get with the program. And no matter what, like I've said, it's not anything we want to face. But no matter where I go, I'll have something I need to do. Just got a message. I'm sorry. Interruptions, you know, they get in front of your face. So, I believe in God. He is my King. I've got this song playing in my head. My life is so weird right now, people. My channel keeps me together, but I realize it's been quite boring lately. I've thought about just stopping, but maybe today's wasn't so boring. I got a good buzz and I had a good thought and I ran with it. And this chapter that I need to read, it's a section, okay? I believe it's 119 verses. It's going to be about the different kingdoms of God and who goes there. So it's going to be really interesting, okay? And I know, I had someone not like it. If we want to share it, we will. But you know what? I can still ask you, if you find something that you like about my stuff, please share it with a friend. Give them the opportunity to, okay? And that is my purpose in this channel, is to communicate with the world. And how can I do that if I don't depend on you guys to share me? And it's not that I'm great, but some of the stuff that I share is pretty great and I think pretty interesting to everybody. So, because who doesn't wonder about their life before this? And what's the purpose of this life? And where am I going after this life? And or am I, you know, my daughter, I can't help but talk about my daughter, and she is of me, so she's going to have to put up with it. In her head, for some reason, she thinks when you are dead, you are dead. When you lay down that body, you're just no more nothing. I'm sorry, dear, but you're going to have a rude awakening. Or maybe you'll have a great awakening. Because you will not be in that grave. Your body will, but your spirit will not. You'll be leaving that body behind. And then one of these days, when the second coming does happen, you'll pick your body up again. But it'll be perfect. But in the meantime, you're still going to have a spiritual body. It's just made up of different stuff. And I started out with that, didn't I? The immortal thing. The part is, everything was created in spiritual. And it was also said that it was immortal. Immortal, just like God is, okay? But it has to be different than God, because he's got a body and a spirit, and it's all united. And I'm going to get lost. When Adam and Eve took the fruit, they made a decision to take that fruit, okay? Because with it came certain death. Well, It didn't mean they were going to die immediately. It meant that all of a sudden now they could die. Because before that they were immortal and they could not die. So when they took that fruit, it changed everything. And not just for them, everybody. The fish, the birds, the plant life, everything now became mortal, where it was subject to death. Okay? But everything was created in spirit form first and begat itself. No evolution, people. Everything begats itself. Go back to that one. Look at my stuff. I don't know how you guys see my stuff, but you might put something like a few words. Maybe you can just put thoughts and then put on, lose touch, and maybe it'll still show up because computers are great. Like powers of God, gifts unto his children. You guys should read that. And really, it's not you read it because it's me reading it to you, but I also wrote it 30 years ago or so, maybe 40, when I was a young thing. I was in my 20s, okay? My 20s and early 30s, probably. And I think when I moved away in 1991, I was 36. And I wrote even after that, because I wrote a paper in 1992. I've got papers written that I might not have shared, I don't know, about legalizing marijuana. We're talking 40 years ago I'm writing, but I didn't share my stuff. I shared it with just people that I met, okay? But this is different. If I could get my stuff out there to the right ears, maybe it will do some good. I hope that my stuff will do good. I know it does. I've seen it do good when I read it to people in the past. So if you happen to get on my stuff, okay, and then the other thing, so you probably won't know how to spell it. Urim and Thummim. U-R-I-M, Urim, U-R-I-M, and Thummim, T-H-U-M-U-M, I think, I'm not sure. Seer stones. You could just put seer stones and see if anything pops up. Nevertheless, the church definitely knows about it. Don't know if the world does. And someone in the church knows about it, but not everybody. Because it does take seeking. Knock and the door will be opened. Seek and ye shall find. But you do gotta endeavor. Find somebody like me to share. So I'm gonna have to stop. You guys don't want to walk with me. I need to go walk. And I wanted to give an update on my... Okay, I went in and had my first... I'm forgetting what it's called. I almost want to call it a transfusion. What's it called? I had my first bone treatment, okay? And they put in an IV. And I sat there. It took a half hour for it to go through me, or to empty out of its bag. And it hurt when she put the needle in. Now, I had someone put a needle in me the other day. It was just a little prick. This one hurt a little more. I said, boy, I sure hope you got it in the vein, because, you know, that felt deep. It felt deep and it hurt. What are you doing? Anyway, no. I didn't know, maybe it was a bigger needle, but it shouldn't really be. But it had a big hole. When she took it out, it bled. She made a mess. She was nice. I liked her haircut. I said, okay, what kind of haircut is that? It's just a layered haircut, but it looked really good on her. I liked it. And she said her hair was thin too. That's why she had layers. See, my hair's thin. I'm worried if I go cutting it off, it might give me volume. I really don't know. It's always hard to change, but I've always liked the layered cut. Not necessarily the long layered cut, but I like long hair. But you know, you need some hair. You go cutting half of it off. I don't know if you'll have enough to be long. I don't need long hair anymore. I just want something kind of easy and fluffy. I want it to be pretty, but I do like long hair, and I am getting gray. And I know it's time. I wanted to see what my hair does naturally, okay? This is natural. I've never colored it, but it is starting to gray. And I can be grateful that it's only this far. So let me see if I'm going to go outside. Okay. I can see that the breeze is blowing. All right, I'm going to put on my glasses. And I'm going to put on my shades. Hopefully I don't need my jacket and my sweaters in the house. Okay. Okay, so in the interest of the update, I need to read more, you know. I'm following the advice of my oncologist. In the same place where I went. It was an infusion. That's what it was called, okay? An infusion. Where they put some stuff in my blood. And I have to make sure that I'm taking 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium a day and at least 800 units of vitamin D3. Because the solution that they put in me is going to draw upon the calcium that's in my blood. Plus, they said I would already have an elevated calcium in my blood, I think, because of the cancer. I'm not sure. That was a reason. But the point is, what? Okay, very vital that I take the calcium and the vitamin D3 so that the stuff that I've got has something to work with, because it pulls the calcium out to help build bone. So in a year, they said it takes a year. So I would think that's really good. And then I just need to be able to get rid of the cancer at the same time. And she made it sound like, no problem, we can melt that cancer away. But when we do, then your bones will collapse. So I have to build my bones up at the same time. Anyway, I'm just saying, there's a lot of things about side effects and things that I didn't read. And so like this hormone blocker that I'm taking causes me to go through menopause even worse, because it's it's preventing the estrogen, which I figured I didn't have much left anyway. It's kind of what my naturopath said. My naturopath did say to get on a hormone blocker, though. It's not her fault. The stupid doctors wouldn't give it to me, and they were mad because I had consulted with a naturopath, and I did tell them, I must say, I did tell them that my naturopath had a natural way to do it, the hormone blocker, but I never went back to her and got that. She had retired and sold her practice to another naturopath, and she was just dealing with very few clients, okay? And I was lucky that I was able to get into her, and I learned a lot because of her. And I can't say what I was about to say, because it's probably not true. But anyway, I learned things that I would have not learned had I not gotten her. So I am glad I did. I'm not sure why I went there, but I do need to get up and go outside. So I'm going to do that because I'm only going to walk a little bit. Okay, that's what it was. I was talking about what they're doing to me, okay, is to build up my bones. So this hormone blocker, because I was asking her about the side effects, because I said, it sounded to me like I read something that was saying that my bones are going to get soft. And I'm going, I thought we were worried about my bones. And so the hormone blocker does something probably makes my bones soft. And then this infusion thing, which is going to be once a month for a year, is putting something in to help build up the bones. It's going to work with the calcium and the vitamin D, and and I've seen, you know, because I've seen it on TV, but I think it's called something different. Same thing though. It'll go in there and help fill in the. So what I'm feeling is, it's like when you get, this is my own opinion, I could be wrong, you know, but like when you, let's just say you have a big old blood thing on your leg and it stays there forever and stuff, and then it finally goes away. Well, maybe there's a hole around it. Anyway, the point is they're saying that, you know, I've got it mixed up, but like, I'm picturing in my head, okay, the cancer's going in there and it's eating. I don't know if that's what it's doing, but it's eating. It's in my bones. And what they're saying is they can get that cancer to melt away, but then what it's ate, that's what I'm thinking, is what it's already ate, will be gone. It will leave a hole where it was, okay? So I don't know. I really should find out about that car. I really need to be able to move. Motate, you know that word? I probably made that word up. I need to motivate, move along. I do make up words. I'm trying to walk slower because I really do have to walk. Oh, and she had said, the lady that I talked to today was saying that some people's bones will just snap. Because I said to her, I'm wondering if I'm not supposed to walk, you know, because I could jar myself. And she said to go ahead and walk. This is not my doctor, it was the lady that hooked me up. But it was a whole big old circle of rooms with chairs in them and TVs, little TVs, you know, like a computer screen, where you sit and relax and have that IV put in you. I know my hair's all over my face. And I have messed with my hair so much and it's getting thin. And I don't know, it seems like one of those medications also said something about, you know, it has possible side effects. Could lose your hair. What's the deal with that? But then again, who knows? All I know is I did get my medicine. And I've got to open a jar. I've got to find a jar and get it put in there. Then I really should get an eyedropper so that I can control how much I take. I've been using a syringe, and then you draw it up, and it's a whole lot more than just a few little drops. So in one way, that's good. It's just that you want to be consistent. I'm not saying my words very well. In other words, you want to continually have it in your system, kind of like prescriptions. You know, when it says every so often, it's to keep it in your system. It's not just up for you to say, okay, well, I'm going to take one in the morning and 2 at night, when it says 3 a day. No, you're supposed to take it every 8 hours. And my dad refuses. But he might have okayed it with his doctor, but I just don't like it. Because he's taken too much at one time, is what I'm saying. And one of the pills runs out, because if you're taking it 3 times a day, that's every 8 hours. And the way he's doing it is every 12. So he takes one in the morning, and it's going to run out at 8. And he's waiting until it's been 12 hours to take it. You understand what I'm saying? And the wind is really blowing. So I don't know that I'm going to walk. I need to pull my hair back, and I need to get a sweater on. The wind makes it chilly, even though it's a nice warm day. My hair is a mess. Anyway, I do believe in miracles, okay? And I don't have total perfect faith. But I do have pretty good faith. I believe. It's just I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, I have been asking for a miracle in my last little bit, but I haven't been before that, really. But then I was, because I just didn't know if I had enough faith to even be. I was asking anyway, and so if you're asking that fervently, you believe, or you wouldn't be doing it. I was talking about my daughter, huh? Yeah, I think I finished with that. She just thinks you're going to lay down and be dead. It's not going to happen, guys. You're going to go back to that God who gave you life. And I've read that in the scriptures recently, so I'm pretty confident in that because I do believe those scriptures, okay? The Book of Mormon is very good, and it helps explain things that are in the Bible. And it is a second witness. It is another witness of Jesus Christ. So you don't just have the Bible to go on. It does not replace the Bible. They work together. With one, you understand the other. And the Book of Mormon was translated with the power of God, with the gift of that Urim and Thummim. I mean, the Urim and Thummim, that's what I started to say also, is the Urim and Thummim went back to God. Angel Moroni took that stuff. I am sure it is not still here on the earth, but what he did with it, we don't know, okay? No man knoweth, except for Joseph Smith, who gave it to him, and he's dead. And I don't know, maybe he told people. I just really don't know. But the more I read, the more I'll find out. So I'm going to read section 76, and that's going to tell you about the different kingdoms of glory and who goes to them. And this is in the end, after the millennium, okay? In the millennium, people are going to be being born and dying. So they're not dying, okay? Before we go into the millennium, we're going to be resurrected, and we're going to become semi-immortal. When we leave the millennium, our time frame, I read it, it's 100 years, okay? So when you are 100 years old in the millennium, you will be changed in the twinkling of an eye into your immortal state. In other words, you're semi-immortal in the millennium. When you leave there, you will be immortal. And you will go to the kingdom of glory that you have earned. And I said that before. Baptism. Baptism guarantees you, unless you screw it up, entrance into this celestial kingdom, where you will receive your white stone, which will become your world. And with it, you will have the knowledge and the power to create your own world and all kinds of things. You want to make it to the celestial kingdom, guys. And then you want to get to the top of the celestial kingdom, to where you become like God, which means that you can produce seed forever. You can have children forever. That's what we want. We want to be able to do that. Anyway, there's motivating forces when you know what's what to do certain things. And I started to talk about the Kirtland Temple. That's where a lot of keys were given to Joseph Smith. He had already received some, but the temples are a place where God sets his feet. And special things happen there. If you meditate and you're in tune, and you just never know what can happen at the temple. Some people have seen the angels. Some people have seen people who are not there. Some people have felt the spirits of those who they were baptized for. Felt them right there while they were doing it. I was baptized for 56 people when I was a child. Proxy, it's a proxy deal. They take the youth of the church on these outings to be able to be a part of being baptized for the dead. But it was 56 different times I went down into the water for 56 different people. So I guess I've talked your ear off enough. I want to walk, but that wind is a mess. I did get my coat washed. It should look a lot better. I was looking at my sleeves. They look pretty bad. So I said, man, okay, we put it in the wash. I will just say, guys, hopefully you'll follow the ramblings of Lou. And maybe somewhere in there, if you can stick to me enough, you'll find something. So I know I scatter. I scatter bad. But I try to get back to it. Sometimes I just leave it totally. And if I listen to this and I remember, like I'll be in the middle of a thought and change it, and sometimes I'll take that and put it in the comments. So you never know. A lot of those comments are mine. Explaining something that I forgot while I was doing my video. Nevertheless, great things are coming on the horizon, one way or the other. It does matter. Okay, I don't want to leave. But I'm just saying, if I do, there's still going to be great things going on the other side. We're not going to lay in that grave. We are not dead. We just don't have our body anymore. And we will come back and get it. When the second coming happens, we're all getting our bodies back, okay? I think. I shouldn't say that. The righteous will. Those who are lifted up at the time he comes will be in their resurrected bodies. And they said if we're alive when he comes, then we'll be changed. Actually, I don't even know if we'll be changed. We'll just still live. I don't know how that's going to go. I'm sitting here spouting off stuff that I'm not really sure of. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to go into the millennium as semi-immortal. So, I would say, with confidence, that those who are alive now, when Jesus comes again, will be changed also in a twinkling of an eye. They will be changed into a semi-immortal state. It has to be. It only stands to reason. As long as they're part of the first resurrection, okay? Not everybody's going to be a part of the first resurrection, so I'm not sure. If they're, that says it right there. If they're not a part of the first resurrection, then they're not resurrected yet, right? That's what it says to me. So when their time comes, because everybody will get a chance to come. But those who didn't live the best life are not coming first, okay? They be coming last. They'll get to come, but it won't be in the beginning. So just remember, first of all, the light of Christ is in you. You know right from wrong. You don't have to wonder, am I doing right or wrong? What you have to wonder is if I'm making the right choice, meaning sometimes you've got to really scrutinize your choices because you're trying to get somewhere. Say in the business world, you're trying to get to a certain place. And if you make the wrong choices, you might not ever get there. It's a good idea to follow the Spirit. Pray. Bring him in. And follow the Spirit. And when you get this inkling to do something, as long as it's a good thing, do it. Like I've been doing that with my card. It's like all of a sudden I remember, oh, I need to tell them about my channel. I need to tell them about my ointment. And the people I've been telling are aware people, okay? It's not like I'm talking to my mom and dad who are totally against, don't even. You know, even if it's going to do them good. No! No, don't take my pain away. I want my pain. Only a morphine thing can work. I'm just saying, I got stuff. I got stuff that will help. And for those of you out there who want to make it yourself, I'll help you figure it out. And otherwise, I have some that I can share. Share for a donation because, you know, I could use some help financially. I could use donations. And for the donation, I will turn you on to some excellent stuff. But I do have to I shouldn't be so quick to let it go. But I'm just saying I do have some. And it would be a worthy cause. And I do have a Cash App, which is so easy. And I had to have just got an app and followed the promptings on it. But I've sent my ex-husband money and it's there. Or anybody else I've sent money to, it's there immediately. And I've had people send me money and it's there immediately. I like that. And there's no charge. No charge to send cash. You can also, with the Cash App, you can also be purchasing and sending Bitcoin. But I like that costs money. But I like the cash part. Lickety split. If you've got them all signed up into you, you know, you can send money back and forth. It's really cool. So, in the meantime, and in between time, y'all, I need to probably stop. It's an hour and 26 minutes. I could go a little longer, huh? I do talk a lot. And it's not always interesting. But I think that that section is going to be interesting. Especially to those of you who don't know anything about it. The plan of salvation, I believe, is what it's called. Okay? And it is true. There has to be different places for people to go. You don't let those who go about being evil and who do not change their stripes prove that they want to be different. You know, you don't let those people have the same inheritance as those who did good. You know, those who lived a good life, who have good deeds, who have, because you will be judged by your deeds, by your works. Yeah, you'll be saved from eternal death. Everybody will be. But the type of life that you'll live in the eternities, whether you'll be a servant or whether you'll be a king, whether you'll rule your own world, become a creator like God. They said the other day in parts that I was reading is that to be like God is to be able to have seed forever. You get on that same level. But you'll never be on the same level because they're so far past us, you know. We're just coming up through the, start to say trenches. The ranks, coming up through the ranks, that's the word. You have to learn and be added upon, and added upon, and added upon. And I hope and pray that I find my most wonderful companion, my eternal companion. That is my hope and my dream, to cement and forge such a relationship, an eternity of growing and creating together. That's what we should all be looking for, okay? You got to work at that. And I got a lot of work to do. Plus I'm hungry. You guys, make sure you eat. I've had a real hard time with food. I need to do better. It is out of habit and out of not being in my own place. But yeah, I need to have a smoothie and have greens in it. And then I need to have meat and vegetables. Very little carbohydrates. And then I need to find out about alkaline water. Now see, I've been running the tap water through the Brita, but I don't know what its pH is. So I should find some pH strips. I was supposed to do that with my own system to find out my pH level, because they said cancer can't live in an alkaline system. Mine has probably been full of acid. That which makes cancer grow well. Sugar, my blood sugar was so high. And all the time I thought I was doing so good. And I didn't know the repercussions. You know, you don't stop and think about that. Okay, so your blood sugar level's high. Well, guess what? Cancer's enjoying that. Just try to take care of yourself and do a better job than me. But still, I'm almost 70. And that's no time to die. Okay, I don't want to die. And hopefully, great things have happened that I don't have to die. I do think my hair is awful thin. It's breaking is what's happening. You know? And I always have my hands in it, so I gotta quit that. Little turkeys. The wind blew it all over the place. Okay, so I haven't done it in a while, I don't think. Happy trails, guys. I wish everybody success. Ow! But especially me. I'm gonna be a little bit selfish here. I want great success. That's what they said, okay, the cancer treatment. It's not a cancer treatment that I just did, okay, and I didn't finish that either. It's like the hormone blocker is gonna make my bones soft. And then this other thing is to build my bones up. And I'm not sure if it's to counteract the side effect of the hormone blocker, or if it's I don't think it's just that, because they're trying to build up my bones. So it's an important step in my treatment. And I haven't decided on which option I want to do, except for I am doing the hormone blocker, which also causes your bones to ache. And this infusion, she said I would get, tomorrow and the next day I will get flu-like symptoms, maybe. Not everybody does. But flu-like symptoms, and I said, are you talking about throwing up and diarrhea and stuff? And she said, no, not body aches, but bones. Your bones will ache. In other words, my bones and my joints will ache for the next couple of days, probably. And that's from the infusion. But anyway, I do want to be careful. I have felt it, okay? I have felt it in my bones. And I felt my bones feeling like they want to snap. Just little things, like along the vertebrae, and it makes sense. One of my vertebrae is covered with cancer, and the rest of them aren't, but one is. But then I saw it all lit up in there, my spine. So, gotta figure out how to take care of that. And I think I need to go in and check on the laundry. It keeps making that noise. It's got a buzzer going off, and then it will keep going because it's on, I don't know, it's on an automatic mode or something. And it just keeps going, probably to try and keep it from having wrinkles. So you guys take care. Yes, I do. I've gone over. I'm good at that. And I was going to say I love you, okay? Just brotherly, sisterly love. And that's what the church is all about, people. Join the family of Christ. The church is his family, and you're welcome in, as long as you take on the name of Jesus Christ. Don't do it unless you want to. But if you want to, it's a wonderful place to be. I'm just saying everybody should do it, but don't do it unless you want to do it. But you should want to do it, okay? Don't let the world keep you out. This is a safe place to be. It isn't always safe because there's strangers there that come in, maybe with the intent to hurt. You need to be careful. But most of the time, most people at church are trying. It takes tenacity to go to church, and then it also takes tenacity to have callings and get up in front of people and teach a class and stuff like that. Everybody gets a chance to do stuff like that. So anyway, you guys take care. I know, I already told you. Don't tell them. Okay. Just be kind. Smile when you can. And if you see somebody in need and you're able to help, do. So take care. Happy trails. Share the love. Brotherly and sisterly love. Not sexual. Okay? You can share love without getting into someone's britches or under their shirt. Keep your hands to yourself. I know that's not going to happen. The way the world is this day and time, it's kind of like Pandora's box. Once you open that box, how do you shut it? But you do need to try to control yourself. And you need to save yourself for your man or your woman. Don't be out willy-nilly having sex. It's not right. Also brings on disease. And you have to deal with that disease the rest of your life sometimes. Don't do that. Save yourself. And yes, join yourself to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And find out all you can about our fellow bro. I called him that before. I like that. Our fellow bro, okay? Because he is our brother. He's the oldest. He's our oldest. In other words, Father and Mother in heaven, I had put it out there that I thought he was the oldest born spirit. The firstborn spirit, child of our Mother and Father in heaven. And then I read, he was. So, pretty cool. I can actually say for sure. It's not just what I thought. And I thought it because I probably read it before. So, anyway, there's a reason for all kinds of things that we don't even think about. There is a reason for this life, a purpose. You have a purpose. Don't give up. And don't let someone else bring you down to hell. And you know, I believe that you can feel within your being what's wrong and what's right. Try not to do what's wrong. And don't hang out with people that are below you, that are trying to bring you down and make you do things wrong. You know, sometimes we think we can help somebody else up and they end up bringing us down. So don't do that. And I'm not saying not to help. I'm just saying you need a little help helping sometimes, okay? Enlist the help of others. So it's not just you trying to help these people. They will suck you in. Okay, that's enough of that. I just want you to know that things went well today. Tomorrow and the next day I could be in some pain, but maybe not. Maybe I won't be in pain. I gotta go take care of the laundry. Yeah, prayer doesn't hurt, guys. Prayer doesn't hurt at all. And I love prayers offered for me too. But it's okay to pray for help. And it's okay when you think that you're not worthy. It's still okay to pray. He wants you to. He knows what you need. And he's willing to give it if it's something you need. But he does want you to ask. And he doesn't, you say it right, he does want you to ask. And he does want you to receive what you need. What you need, guys. Not what you want. But the powers that be can help you. So you can enlist them. And so here's the keys to prayer. I've already said it before in another video. 4 steps to prayer. Our Father in heaven. That's step number 1. Number 2, you thank him. Think about your blessings and thank him for them. Acknowledge him. 3rd, ask for those things which you need. Pray for your family. Ask for blessings for your family. You know, your grown-up children and their children, etc., etc. Pray for whoever you want to pray for, okay? Ask for blessings that you need, like intuition, like knowing what to do, understanding the scriptures, whatever those cases will be, okay? They're not for wealth and fame and cash and all that stuff. I know wealth and cash are the same thing, but you know what I mean. To be able to survive, to be able to find the money to pay the bills, those things are okay. It's the wealth that's not necessarily okay. Now, it's okay to have wealth. You just want to not fall into the trap that you do bad things with that wealth. You want to do good things. Like helping your fellow man and woman. When we say man, fellow man, it is man and woman. And especially what I was just reading not long ago about the creation. Eve was taken out of Adam. And it was like a DNA thing, I bet you. That's what it sounded like to me. He took one of Adam's ribs. For reals. So he took one of his ribs out and closed up the skin. And he went and made went and made Eve out of Adam's rib. So she is literally of him. Pretty cool. So, I know I'm still here. You guys take care. I will leave. Yes. Make a little love. Get down tonight. Let's see, so it's do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. Yes, baby, I could get down tonight. And any night. And day. What's the right one I want to play? Okay, that rhymed. So, the future's coming. Everybody, take care of yourself. Be good. Do good. Be like Jesus Christ. Try to live your life like Jesus. And that's the best thing you can do. Okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.